She walked into the classroom with confidence, her first day as a teacher in a new school. But behind the polite smiles and curious stares, there was something darker, an undercurrent of prejudice waiting to explode. The whispers grew louder, the tension unbearable until one cruel act pushed everything past the breaking point. They thought humiliating her in front of everyone would destroy her. But what happened next left an entire classroom stunned and a group of bullies flat on the floor. What happens when dignity collides with hate? Watch until the end to find out. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Maya Johnson, a young, passionate teacher who had fought her way through every obstacle life placed before her. Education was her escape, her shield against a world that too often reminded her of the color of her skin. After years of study and hard work, she finally earned her position at a prestigious suburban school. In this place, opportunity thrived, but diversity was scarce. On that crisp morning, Maya entered her classroom determined to make a difference. She greeted her students warmly, introducing herself with enthusiasm. But beneath the surface, she felt the unease, the sidelong glances, the stifled chuckles, the hushed voices whispering at the back of the room. She brushed it off, believing respect was earned through patience and kindness. But the walls of that classroom were about to test her in ways she never imagined. What began as small acts of defiance would soon erupt into something far more cruel. It started subtly. A few students ignored her instructions, laughing when she turned her back to them. Homework was left undone, excuses dripping with arrogance. When she spoke about history, they mocked her pronunciation of certain words. Maya held her composure, choosing professionalism over reaction, but inside, every jab felt like a test of her worth. Then came the day when the whispers turned into open rebellion. A group of boys, notorious for causing trouble, sat in the back, sneering as she taught. They exchanged glances, plotting, their smirks growing bolder. Maya could feel their eyes on her, waiting for the right moment. Suddenly, it happened. One boy grabbed her arm as she passed, and in a flash, another yanked at her shirt. The fabric tore with a sickening rip, exposing her humiliation to the room. Gasps filled the air, followed by laughter that cut deeper than any wound. Maya froze. The world seemed to slow as her heartbeat thundered in her ears. She had come to teach, to inspire, but here she stood, stripped of dignity, mocked for her very presence. Every eye was on her, some wide with shock, others burning with cruelty. For a moment it felt like everything she had fought for was unraveling in front of 30 students. The bullies thought they had won, that she would crumble, cry, or flee. But what they didn't know was that Maya had grown up fighting battles much tougher than this. And deep inside her, a strength they had underestimated was about to surface. Before the laughter could swell into victory, Maya straightened her back, her eyes burning with a fire the bullies hadn't expected. She had endured too much in life to let this moment define her. In one fluid motion, she grabbed the wrist of the boy, still gripping her sleeve. Years of martial arts training, something she had practiced quietly for discipline and self-defense, guided her. With precision, she twisted his arm, and in an instant, he was on the ground, stunned. The classroom fell silent, shock replacing laughter. Another boy lunged forward, but Maya was faster. A swift pivot, a judo throw, and he too hit the floor, gasping for breath. No words were spoken, but the message was clear. She was not a victim. She would not be broken. The same students who had jeered moments before now sat frozen, watching as the bullies who ruled the class lay defeated at their teacher's feet. The principal was called, parents were summoned, and the story spread through the school like wildfire. Some demanded Maya be punished for her actions, twisting the narrative to paint her as the aggressor. But witnesses stepped forward, voices trembling with the truth. They described the humiliation she had endured, the cruelty she had faced, and the strength with which she defended herself. For Maya, it wasn't about victory. It was about reclaiming dignity stolen in an instant. She had shown her students that silence in the face of injustice only feeds the oppressor. And though she knew the scars of that day would remain, she also knew she had changed something within that classroom forever. The boys who mocked her were suspended, their arrogance shattered. The students who watched would never forget the sight of a teacher standing tall against hate. But the larger question lingered. Why must strength always be proven in the face of cruelty? How many more must endure humiliation before respect becomes the standard? Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.